Hey friends, this is going to be crazy because this is going to be a handheld video. But I have received a few emails where people were asking, what art do I have in my house? Never really thought about it. I didn't think anybody would be interested in what's in my house from an art standpoint. But guess what? I've been getting some emails. So we're going to show you what art I have in the house. Or we have in the house. And I'm going to start here in the studio because, hey, why not? So bear with me. This is going to be handheld. It's going to be crazy. 0 Pinot Grigio so far, but it's still early. Anyway, enjoy the upcoming video. Okay, so the first the first video you'll see, the first piece of art you'll see here is this piece. It was from my comic books kind of phase. There's also a piece of art here. You have to excuse the mess. This is a piece by my grandmother that I've got to get framed. It's a pastel that she did. And then you can see another piece of mine there. And then I'm going to zip around quickly because it's a mess. Anyway, here you have a piece of art that Renee did, a little piece that I did. These pieces here and here are by an artist in Savannah named Brian McGregor. Really cool guy. If you're in Savannah, he's on the city market, upstairs, near the candy factory. If you go in the candy factory door, beside the door there and go upstairs, he's up there. You can't miss him. He's really cool. And then this is a guy who did, I think it's Bob the Cat. And it's a Maryland, and the only reason I got it obviously was because of the Maryland, but there's Bob the Cat. And then what you'll see down here, another piece of my work here and here. This is studio craziness. Photo of me there. A caricature that I bought when I was in King's Dominion. A piece of my art there. There's a photo by my friend Christina that went on an art poster, which you'll see upstairs. That's a piece of mine. A photo that Christina did of herself, my work. There's a piece, there's this, remember we were talking in the last video, if you remember correctly, if you remember back, I was talking about drawing with both hands. There's one of the pieces there. That's a piece by my grandmother. That's mine. Here's another one of those dual hand pieces here. Color pencil by myself here. My degree from Longwood. This is a painting by Brian Craig. When he and I were together, we both did paintings of each other, and that's his painting of me. Another piece of mine, another piece of mine, and another piece of mine. And one last piece down here is this piece. That is acrylic and oil oil stick. Okay, out in the sunroom, we have this piece that I did of Renee. This is bronze leaf, like gold leaf, but it's bronze, and color pencil on a wood base. Can't think of the word right now, but anyway, you get the message. This is a piece of mine that I did back at Longwood, and then we have the piece I did of Miss Leia. So there's that. And then when you come into the office space, here's a piece of mine that recently was shown at Longwood College / University at the Longwood Center for the Visual Arts alumni show. This is from like 2000. Yeah, 2000. So there's that piece. And you can see there in the kitchen, here's two prints. Here, the H&C Coffee sign in Roanoke and the Eat sign from the Texas Tavern in Roanoke. And I have the other two pieces over here. I'll show you in just a second. Those are from my friend John Ruburn. This is the piece that Mr. Springer gave me for graduation. It's pencil, Xerox transfer, and maybe a little color pencil. Yes, art sits on the floor. Yeah, sorry for that. It's everywhere. As a matter of fact, here's a piece of art here that needs to get into a frame done by Miss Oliver. Here's a piece done by my youngest niece, Becca, when she came down for a visit, or up for a visit. I think they were already, no, this was down. This is when they were living in West Virginia. Here's the Roanoke Star. and the Dr. Pepper sign that are partners to the sign, the images you saw in the kitchen. Okay, so in the living room, here's a piece that I did. I look back at it now and realize it's more psychological than I realized, but at the time, I was by myself, and so I was, I guess, a little depressed. I was doing like weird photos of bare branches and stuff, trees. Here's the piece that I did for the tag show, the theater art gallery show here in High Point, for the bike show that they do every year. That's my grandparents. Quick switch here. This is a piece that I painted when I was in college, and it's an image that was from Père Lachaise, the cemetery there in France. Then you come over here. Yeah, it's, as you can tell, Christmas tree is still up. Haven't taken it down yet. This is a piece, and let me see if I can get to where it's not so glary. There we go. Well, that's right about there. That I did when I was in high school. I used to do these graffiti pieces. This is a small one. Well, this is small. Yeah. It's, let's say 24 by 36. If you remember in my apartment in Longwood, there was one that was like 4 foot by 7 foot or so. Here's my version of Maryland. Now, this is where I painted with both hands. I've talked to you guys about that in the video with my sister, the West Virginia Fences video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And this is a piece by my friend Jan Cinia White. She was a professor at Virginia Tech, and now she is an art therapist in Northern Virginia. This piece was from her 6 to 7 layers of unresolved conflict. I can tell you that this is from like the 2000s, and the blue here and the orange here, when I move it, I still get oil paint on my hands because it's not dried yet. So if you know anything about oil paints, it does that, especially if they're thick. That's why some of the Van Goghs have to be recanvassed, because even at this point, some of the canvas is being eaten away by the wet paint and everything. It's just crazy. So anyway, there's that. I thought we'd go upstairs first. So these are all photos from family trips, that kind of thing. So that's considered art. Let me turn the light on. That might help with a little bit here. Hold on, let me back up. It may be that this piece is based off an Egon Schiele painting, Saint Sebastian. I did this with both hands as well. Let me come this way. Maybe it'll be easier to see. But this was done with both hands, painted at the same time. All the color you see, I did with my right hand, and all the black that you see, I painted with my left. So we're in another room. This is a piece I did for Lazy Boy when I worked at the studio. Bill Whitaker was the art director at the time, and he wanted something kind of contemporary, mid-century modern feel. So this is the piece I did. Here's a piece by Renee's friend Cindy that she gave us. Some photos that I did. And then this is a photo that a friend of mine and Brian's at the time, Brad, took of us. And actually, I think I am this person right here, because that's Brian. My guess is that may be Arthur, and this may be, oh God, what were their names? There were 2 friends. They were so cool. Love Fanny and her husband, and I can't remember her husband's name. Her name was Fanny. She was a lot of fun. Loved them to death. They were great people. And then the only other piece I would say, this is the show poster from Longwood College, and it's horrible because it's got this horrible light on it. But anyway, this was the photo that Christina took of me out in the woods in Cumberland County, and they used it on the poster. And yes, there's art in the bathroom. You know I had to. These are really cool because this, I'll do it this way, this and this. These are memory cards. You know, like the memory flipping game. I got these at Old Navy, people. And so what I did was each one of these, you can kind of see when you get up close, you can see the edge. Let's see if we can get the light to make it right. But anyway, you see the edge. So I had these 4 cards. These are IKEA frames and mats. This is one of their, I can't remember what the name of this frame is. Everybody knows it. They love it because it's, you know. But anyway, took these. They fit perfectly in here. So I framed these for the bathroom. You've got a blue, you've got a green, you've got a warm. And then I have to be honest, this and this. I loved both of these prints for various reasons. Guess what? This is from a copier. I took the picture off the internet, printed it on a piece of typewriter paper, and stuck it in those frames. And you can't tell, but I love them to death. And they're in my bathroom, and I just love it. This great little piece is a piece that I did. It's acrylic and pastel on canvas. It is of my tree in Maui, and it's upstairs in the bedroom. And so I go to sleep every night under my tree in Maui. And so it's really cool, and I love it to death. And as you can see, somebody's ready for her close-up. Right, Leia? I said, right. Hello. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody. Don't, no, you get too close. You get too close. Oh, my God. There's my girl. Yeah, say hello. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Maui, your last words? No? Okay. Okay. We're going. Art in the guest room. So these pieces here and here, these are actually calendar pages. Charlie Harper, he's an artist who lived in West Virginia. He was very popular in the 60s. He did a lot of the Ford magazine pages. He also did a biology book. He did a cookbook. Charlie's just super cool. So that's what's here. And there's even art behind the door. I've got a couple pieces here that I have. I've got my Buddhas. Here's a piece that I did of my grandmother. God, this light's awful. Sorry, people. My grandmother here. These are two pieces that I bought at the SCAD store in Savannah. It's a great little store. I can't remember which square it's on, but it's right. It's one of the squares. I don't want to say it's not Chippewa, but it's in that general area. Maybe it's, I don't know what it's, I don't know, people. You'll just have to find it. Look up SCAD store when you get down there. It's great. You go in and buy student work. So these two pieces I just love because they're on book paper, and then he has the artist has put his sketches over top. And then one of my favorite pieces is by me. This is a piece that I did when I was a little guy. My grandmother, here, let me take it out here. My grandmother saved it in her Bible. You can see it's from 1976, and it's Santa. And Santa is holding, oh, sorry, let me do it this way. Santa has no arms. And my grandmother said that when she asked me why Santa had no arms, she said, I gave her a little smart look and said that my presents were behind his back. So, yeah. And then one last thing. This crazy piece that I got from the showroom, it's a watercolor ostrich. Now, sometimes the rooms become the art, and these next two rooms I show you are these particular rooms. This is the hallway. As you can see, it's been painted, it's crazy. So, like this piece of art here, I bought when I was in Atlanta. We bought when I was in Atlanta. That's our wedding, our marriage license. You'll see a variety of pieces. There's another piece from Atlanta. This piece and this piece are greeting cards that I bought in Roanoke. This postcard here, there's another one I'll show you in just a moment, are from my trip to the Appleton Museum in Ocala. This is a drawing by a friend of mine from college named Jeremy Elder. You can look him up online. He has some great work. This is a piece that I bought from my old roommate in college, Wheezy, or Elise, as everybody else calls her. I call her Wheezy. That's a great little piece. I love it to death. You can look her up, Dark Fairy Creations, I believe. I'm going to put everybody's little tag underneath when their pictures come up so everybody knows who they are. This piece and this piece, and there's another one here in the hall. Those, I bought those from my friend Amber. She went to school with my sister, and Amber is super cool. These are not her works. I have some of her works in the TV room, but she also has an Etsy page as well. Here's one of those. That's a postcard just in a frame. And then here you have some more. Down here, this picture and this picture are just pictures out of a magazine This is from when Renee and I went to Maui, and we actually went whale watching thanks to my friends John and Kyle, and that was just super cool. So that reminds us of that. There's the other piece from Amber's group, greeting card, a Warhol print, and this is also from our trip to Maui. So there's a lot of stuff on in the walls here that just bring it on, memories and so forth. And then we'll go into the other room that is all about being the art. This is the bathroom of 125 Maryland's. You see here I've got a Savannah Music's Festival poster on the wall. I've got Warhol inspired wallpaper prints, and I have some Warhol, I have some Warhol, these are just postcards in cheap IKEA frames. These frames were 99 cents for like a pack of 5. And there's a clock here that my friend Tamara's daughter, Angela, got us a long time ago. Love it. Yeah, so here we go. There's one little piece of art in the kitchen that I didn't get to earlier. This is also by my friend Elise /Wheezy. It's a little fairy that she made and created, and she hangs in my kitchen window. She brings me good luck and makes me smile. And last but not least, TV room. So we've got Charlie Harper, picture of my nieces. Charlie Harper, this is a piece that I did for Renee for our wedding vows. This is a piece by Amber, and this is another piece by Amber. She gave us this as a wedding gift. It was so sweet. Like I said, she's super cool. I'll put her Etsy information on here. That's a Warhol print that I ordered, I think from somewhere in China. Anyway, it's printed on canvas. It's the Basquiat, but it's from the Oxidation series. Here's more of those Charlie Harper memory cards in simple frames, people. You gotta use your imagination sometimes. Come up with some craziness. Here's a piece from my tape series there. There's also there's 2 there on top of each other. Boom, boom. Then there's the huge piece here that's from my self-portrait series back in 2001. This is untitled number 1. There were 6. And then lastly, we have Warhol hanging out here. Also from the same company where I ordered the Warhol print of the Basquiat. This also came from China and also on canvas. So there you go. So I think that about wraps it up, everybody. I think that's all the art I have in the house. I'm sure there's something else that I'll remember later and probably go, I forgot this. But that gives you an idea of the art that we have in our house. I usually buy art every time we go somewhere like to Savannah or Atlanta, some prints. If I can't afford a piece of art, I'll get some prints. There's probably a good, floating around this house, probably a good 15 to 20 prints that need framed. Not including the piece by my grandmother downstairs. And so there's always a constant. So there's more to go, but framing is expensive, but luckily there's IKEA, so you can get some good cheap frames that look nice. I just have to get down to IKEA. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. See ya. Bye.